All right.
We're live. Check 1, 2, check.
Welcome to the first ever Skiff Life, episode 1. Skiff Life. Oh, here we go. We already got the comments coming in with the lady upstairs. If anybody has this playing on a second device, you'll have to turn the volume down.
Nice. Okay.
A lot of background noise, Joey. A lot of background noise.
Somebody's got it playing on another device. That's why.
That's my wife, Mars.
We have Chris Plant with us. Say hi, Chris.
How we doing?
We have Drew Hale with us.
Hey, Joe.
TJ Ciarametaro with us. Chris Mccarthy.
Good morning, Gloucester. Happy birthday, Joe.
Thank you very much. And the founder of Skiff Life, I believe the founder of Skiff Life, Joe Borland.
Thank you. I don't know if I was the founder, but
he was a founding father. There was a lot of signatures on that document.
I showed up. I was there.
All right. That's legit. All right, let's look at the chat. I want to make sure that people can hear us. I want a little feedback from our viewers. Can you hear us all right? Do we look all right? I mean, we might be ugly, but do we look all right?
And do you like Joe's new hairdo? He went to the hairdresser this morning and got ready for this. Wow, look at that. Nice and shiny.
Got a blind. I buffed it. I buffed it just for you guys. So we do have I want to mention something that we have several prizes for anybody that shares the podcast. If you're on Facebook right now and you share it, you will be entered to win at the end of the pod, and you have to type "shared" in the comments on Facebook. You'll be entered to win one of Mackenzie Plant's Max Mats and Chris Plant. Hold on, Chris. I'm gonna highlight you right now.
Whoa!
Yeah, and those are not cheap. Those are not cheap.
That's very nice. That's a nice gift.
Are those the Jamaican colors?
And also a Yeti sticker.
All right, that'll be prize number 2.
Yeah.
And do we have anything else? I don't remember if Barry Hallett was gonna do a Funky Red Barn T-shirt. I think.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, vintage one, by Barry.
Yeah, vintage. They don't. That's a discontinued.
Discontinued.
Yeah.
If you can find an Uber in Gloucester right now and come over, I'll make you a drink.
That's a pretty good one.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
So there's that. So I don't see anybody that wrote shared in the captions yet so far. If you share it, you can win one of those prizes. You got to be local and you got to pick it up. So that's that. Oh, actually, Marcy said she'd deliver the Max Mat. So
Yep.
That's a nice gift.
So let's get right down to it though. Last summer, so Skiff Life is actually a Facebook group of Joe. I want you to talk about that.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So some boat owners own multiple boats, and I'm not going to name names, but there's a boat. There's a specific boat that's good for every purpose, right? Some are great for partying at Fiesta, and some are good for cruising down Jones Creek. So I think everyone should have I think everyone should own a small boat. And there's going to be a lot of questions about defining
qualifying. What qualifies?
Yeah, what's a skiff? And listen, I didn't tell somebody a motorcycle that has to have handlebars, not a steering wheel, like whatever. If you think your boat is a skiff, it's a skiff. Maybe if you're, Mark Cuban, you got a 34 Everglades as a skiff. I don't know. I mean, here in Gloucester, it's usually under 17 feet and might have a tiller, might have a steering wheel. And, it's like the small boat. It's like the easy boat. It's the boat you can put your six-pack in a cooler in and just sink down the river to the beach, and you don't got to worry about and all that other BS that goes along with a big boat, and you got no one else asking you for a ride. You can only take so many people. Skiff life.
There you go.
There it is.
And listen, that's just my interpretation. You can interpret it any way you want. I don't know.
Well, so this from the actual Facebook group, it morphed into an event, and the event was one of the highlights for a lot of people's summers.
Yeah, well, a lot of people join the group. A lot of people have skiffs. Like some days we take the bigger boats down, or we'll decide we're going to go down the Cape, or we're going to go to Newburyport or something. But sometimes it's like, hey, what's it? It's like, we're all just going to take the little boats today, the skiff life. So we had this event because the summer was off, right? And there was nothing going on. You couldn't go to a baseball game. You couldn't do anything. So we had and around the we had a poker run. I mean, that was the event. I mean, it was the first annual Skiff Life poker run. So if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But poker run, it just means you got 5 stops. You can do it's like a bar crawl on boats, but you can drink, not drink. But anyway, there's 5 stops. At every stop, you get 1 card in a sealed envelope, and then at the very last stop, you get your 5th card, and then you open your envelopes. While everyone's together, so there's no tomfoolery, and everyone plays their hand. There's no shenanigans.
And Joe, you leave no boat behind, correct?
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
There you go.
Oh, look at that! Look at this. All 3 of them right there.
Yeah, just so you know, that's an important rule.
No skiff left behind, dude.
No skiff left behind, and it was
no skiff left behind
on the day of the poker run. There was a skiff left behind.
No, there wasn't. You got picked up.
Broke down, and everyone
you got picked up.
Yeah, Chris Burrows. Thank God.
You got picked up, dude. Burrows picked you up, and you left everyone else behind in tow at like 30 knots. So Burrows was on the edge, and I believe that was the deal for him. He was over the 17 feet, so we allowed him in only specifically to help out or assist, and that's what Drew's job was going to be if he had been there, was to assist disabled boaters during the Skiff Life event. So technically, you didn't get left behind.
Disabled boater.
All I know is that the event was absolutely epic. How many boats took place?
I think there was
22,
15 boats, 12 or 15 boats.
I think there was 12 or 15, but I think next year the word is going to get out, and it might be 50.
Great.
I mean, because it was such a great day. There was so much camaraderie. Chris Plant, you weren't there.
I was not there.
Drew, you weren't there either. Are you guys? You going to make it next year?
That's why I went out and bought a 16-foot whaler.
Yeah, likewise. I had to downsize too, Drew.
Dedication. That's Chris Plant bought a boat after that too. They're in. That's highly dedicated. These guys are dedicated.
And I own a Carolina skiff. It just was too big.
Too big.
Too big. Mine's 5 inches too big.
And
that's a lie, dude.
And Joe,
that's a lie, dude. You're lying.
Joe Higgins wants to know, what about a Zodiac?
Definitely qualifies. Under 17 feet qualifies.
Yeah, you're in.
What was the official ruling? Let's just get the rules straight for Skiff Life.
Qualified for us, will you?
The podcast under 17 feet qualifies. Over 17 feet, you can over 17 feet. You have a tiller. Must have a tiller. Those are the rules.
If anyone's ever
17 feet and under, 17 feet and under, any horsepower. You got a 17-foot Montauk with a 115 on it, you're in. Zodiac, you're in. Over 17 feet registered length, you got to have a tiller. Right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty good.
If you got a Lund Alaskan, like a 24 Lund Alaskan with a tiller, Skiff Life.
What about like a 35-foot Panga?
Super Panga?
Yeah.
Tiller?
Yeah.
You're going to be
You're in.
CEO. Yeah.
Hey, if I challenge anybody to show up with a Panga, they'll show up with a Panga.
I'm going. I'm heading to Florida next week. I'm finding a Panga down there.
All right.
So I have so I'm probably I've probably spent more time over the water than anyone here, but the least amount of time on a boat because I've been on the dock my entire life, but I've just recently become a boater. I have some specific questions for people like me, even though I have a boat now, but to get people started. If you're a person, I'm going to give you a couple scenarios, and I want you guys to say what is the ideal boat for this particular situation, okay?
Okay.
What, Joe, did you want to say something first?
Well, I was just going to read the about thing about you asked me what we wrote on the Facebook page.
All right, go ahead. Say it first. Go ahead.
17 feet or less, or less. Skiff life is a lifestyle, not a life choice. If you're lucky enough, you're lucky enough. Whether you're rock killer or white knuckling your Edson 12-inch wheel, you're in. One lining your inflatable to a big boat raft up, you know who you are. A true member willing to compromise creature comforts and a little LOA for an easier way of life.
Amen.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
I had help writing that. That wasn't all on my own.
Good stuff.
That,
All right, are you ready for this now? So here's the situation. So it's going to be. I'm going to give you scenarios for what this particular kind of person wants to do, and you say what the perfect boat is. All right. We're going to assume you can buy these. Rough ideas on price. So say you're a beginning boater and you don't care to go outside of the breakwater. You just want to go up and down the river. And you want to spend under $15,000. What's the perfect
boat?
What's that?
Pontoon boat. Easy question.
Pontoon boat.
Lighthouse to lighthouse, pontoon boat.
Oh, time out.
That guy, that guy, what's his name? Cutbridge Craziness. Did you see? Is everybody aware of the Cutbridge Craziness?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Did you see the pontoon boat trying to get through the Cutbridge?
I knew that kid was going to come up, and for the sake of shaming, I won't mention his name, but I hope he's actually listening. And Joe knows who he is because he has actually commandeered this gentleman's vessel. It's amateur hour, the pontoon boat's too small, and the motor sucks. But other than that, like a Frank McCormick pontoon boat, Frankie Mac, big shout out.
Legend.
That's the boat to have lighthouse to lighthouse. I'm telling you. Annisquam Light, Easter Point Lighthouse, the pontoon boat.
I respect a guy like TJ and his experience in his professional and personal life. But the answer to your question is a 17 whaler.
Well, that's a good one too. Good one too.
Go on Craigslist right now. Last night there was 6 of them there. $8 grand, $9 grand, $12 grand. You'll spend $12 grand on that boat, and in 5 years, when you want to buy something else, you'll sell it for $12 grand. You cannot go wrong.
That's true. That's true.
Yes.
It's true.
You can't go wrong, and it's unsinkable.
It's
Drew,
true.
what's your call?
I'm gonna be with Joe on the whaler. I actually just picked up a 16'7" Tajmu whaler.
Just qualifying, by the way. Just there.
I like the classic boats. I have an 18-foot Seacraft in 1974. I like the classic boats, but I also kind of agree with TJ a little bit. I like the pontoon, and not for nothing, but since the Annie's not around anymore, I can say it. I used to rock that thing through the Cutbridge.
Yeah.
So the pontoon boat's a good boat too.
You know what?
But it goes right on the value. You could buy a 17-foot whaler now and sell it for 5 years from now for the same price. Yeah, it's like a cheap Wrangler,
Yeah.
I would say both boats are very, very legitimate. But, man, creature comforts, a lot of deck space, big freeboard, a blender
the
maybe.
whaler you want to own, and the pontoon boat you want to go on someone else's.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good one.
I'm
I'm going to say one thing right now. Chris McCarthy is going to be suicidal because all last summer, all he could talk about was wanting to find a pontoon boat We talked him out of it, and he just bought a beautiful Scout. And now all you guys are saying that he's a dummy because he should have bought a pontoon.
No, he's not a dummy.
In addition,
No.
That's a comfortable boat. That Scout's a comfortable boat.
I still have the text from Chris Plant that said if you buy a pontoon boat, you're out of the club. You're not going to be my friend anymore.
Hey, you know what the problem is, Chris? Is you ask the
Hey. He wants to go further than the lighthouse, TJ.
I know. Well, this is a lighthouse to lighthouse conversation, I thought. We were in the harbor.
Roger.
Well, 90% of my boating's from lighthouse to lighthouse. But the disadvantage of a pontoon boat is, and I think someone mentioned this, is you become the popular guy on the water, and your responsibilities increase significantly because a pontoon boat is just
For sure.
show.
Yeah, keep it small.
Right. I agree.
There you go. All right, so that's the first scenario. Are you ready for another? Wait. I'm gonna bring in a surprise guest.
Whoa!
Right now, a surprise guest is coming on. Hold on. No one knew about this, but we're bringing him on. We're bringing him on right now. Anthony Ciarametaro.
Yeah.
What's happening?
What's going on, big boy?
Right on.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather be on the backside of Cranes Beach right now.
Yeah.
There you go. Without a pontoon.
On a pontoon boat.
No, without one.
I'd even take a white claw.
Man.
I think
Anthony, is hunting season all over?
No. We still get another 2 weeks.
Listen,
How's
Anthony, you crush it, bro.
I'm trying, man.
I know you do.
Thanks.
I think next year we should integrate hunting into the run around the island.
We hunt down high noons. It's crazy sport. They're elusive sometimes. Like this summer, the high noons, they're very elusive. If you can capture one of those in July, Anthony doesn't have shit on that. So
Yeah.
Anthony gave up on the boat now. He's just big hunt. He's the hunter guy, all 24/7 hunting and working out.
That's it. That's all. Hey, what else can I do? I can't even work right now.
Oh, yeah, fucking brutal, absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it's all good though.
Yeah. So Anthony, you can participate in this too. So the questions we asked first, and we got the answers. What would be the ideal boat for under $15,000 if you're just staying in the harbor? You're not going outside of the harbor.
Pontoon boat, 100%.
yeah,
100%.
my man. See, absolutely.
McCarthy's killing him. He wants to throw himself off the bridge right now.
McCarthy, you got to have both, brother.
Both.
The farther we go down this podcast, the more we'll realize, this boats, you got to have, if you're going to have multiple boats, or you're like Joe Borland, the Commodore of boats.
I don't think
Joe Borland is the Gloucester Andrew Carnegie of boats. The Commodore.
Where'd he go?
I'm maxed out. I already own 2 boats.
Where'd he go? Joe's gone. He's out. Carnegie's out.
There he is. Joe, you there?
There he is.
He's there. All right.
Lindsay Hale is going to shoot the squirrels for us.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the second scenario. I'm going to give you the second scenario.
All right.
You're going to go not just up and down the river, but you also want to do some striper fishing, maybe some runs to Marblehead, maybe up to Newburyport. What's the ideal boat under $25,000?
Are we still in that 17-foot range?
Oh, no.
No, 25,000.
$25,000 budget. No, say 35. 35,000.
Yeah, you need a center console.
35,000.
It can be used. It can be used too.
If you're going to go through the bridge, you need a center console.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Chris?
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, by the way, roll call. What is everybody drinking? I'm going to start out. I'm drinking some Ryan and Wood malt whiskey from my buddy Bobby Ryan at Ryan and Wood. What's everybody else drinking?
I thought that this was a Skiff Life podcast, so I showed up with the ante to join with a high noon.
You know what was funny when part of the rules were for the Skiff Life event was that you had to have one high noon to enter.
Nationwide shortage, though,
and it was during the high noon shortage, and there were people showing up, and they didn't have one, and you guys are dead serious that they weren't going to be able to join the event.
Hey, Chris, this is for you. What do we drink when we're on the backside, buddy? Uncle Val's.
Oh, Uncle Val's.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Nice.
Shout out to Aaron Tuffley, though, with the Uncle Val's.
Yeah, got to give it to Aaron.
I don't know if Tuffley's watching right now, but shout out to Aaron Tuffley, Houseboat Mafia, Shanty Swamp Houseboat Club, Uncle Val's.
I don't know what happened to Joe.
I don't know if Joe Higgins just misspelled it, but he's buying a pontoon or pontang boat.
Joey Ciaramataro's got a Pontang boat too. Pontang.
Drew, what are you drinking, buddy?
I'm drinking Tito's and soda, watching my weight.
Attaboy.
You know?
And McCarthy, what are you at?
I'm drinking some bourbon.
Which one?
Buffalo Trace.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Oh,
Out of a plastic cup too.
Anthony.
I just had a Manhattan before I came on there.
Oh, how do you make your Manhattans?
I just do a little vermouth, Luxardo cherry, and bitters. Yeah.
Hey, you know how Anthony makes a Manhattan? He rolls up to the bar and asks one of the bartenders, "Hey, could you just make me a Manhattan before I leave here?"
That's right.
Joe said that he can't. He's on, but he's not on. Like he can see us, but we can't see him.
I can't see him at all. He's not in the list of people that I can bring on air.
Yeah.
Tell him to do this. Tell him to log off completely, turn off his computer, and restart it. And I bet you everything works fine.
Yep.
Hey, Joe, I just shout out to Anthony. If anybody's looking for Christmas gifts, Tono's still open, Anthony, right, to buy gift certificates, but more importantly, your pre-mixed cocktails, which
That's
I love.
right. Starting Saturday, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock every day till Christmas. Gift cards and pre-mixed cocktails. Yeah.
There we go. There it is.
I appreciate that.
Very nice.
Oh, wow.
Great boss. Espresso Martini, Tono.
I know Pat Dalpiaz is one of our is actually behind the scenes. She's doing some producing for me right now, and I know she went there and she bought a bunch of them.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, good times. We went there I went the day before you guys closed up. We had a great – actually, Joe Borland, Joe and Drew.
Yep.
The only one that wasn't there was Chris Plant.
Yeah.
The rest of the gang was all there.
I bought a few of those mixed drink. That I never got a chance to bring them home. You know?
All right. So the next question we got. What is in your cooler? It's a Saturday in July. You're leaving the dock at 10 a.m. and you're assuming you're not going to be back till 9 p.m. What's that?
Joe says he's backstage, Joey. Look at this.
He's what? Oh, I see. Okay, he's back. Okay, he's in the green room.
Hey!
He looked like an inmate.
He was in the green room.
Yeah, to go use a bucket. Like, why was I back there?
You had to go check on your roommate.
What's the deal? What's the deal there? Oh, but I'm drinking Pacifico.
Oh, we'll be drinking those in a couple months.
Drinking those now.
Down in Mexico. So what's in your cooler on a Saturday in July, leaving the dock at 10 o'clock in the morning and assuming you won't be back till 9 p.m. at night? What's in your cooler? Start with Plant.
Okay.
All right. 10 pounds of ice.
Ooh.
We got lunch. Of course, we got dinner. We're going to be cooking on the grill. All the accoutrements. And we don't leave the dock without a lime press and probably a half a dozen limes and a bottle of Tito's.
Very civilized, by the way.
Very civilized.
TJ can vouch for me right around 5 o'clock.
Absolutely.
The wife likes to pour.
Yeah.
God bless her.
There you go.
Drew, what's in your cooler?
She pours heavy.
First of all, it's coolers.
Nice.
Like multiple, right? One of them has some sandwiches usually from Annie's Variety right by us. I get a sleeve of ice from the marina. I'm not going to even talk about the quantity of the seltzers that I get, and then definitely a bottle of Tito's, and my kids at some point.
In the cooler.
In the cooler.
All right, I'm gonna bring Barry Hallett in. He's been waiting patiently. If his audio is still fucked up, he's gonna get shit canned. We want Barry, but he. All right, here we go, Barry. Here's your shot of redemption right here. Barry Hallett.
Not big enough for a cooler.
You're in. You look great. You look great, Barry. Attaboy.
I can't see anything. I'm just.
Put your glasses on.
Barry, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right, good.
Anthony,
That's good.
turn your phone sideways, and that should complete it.
Turn the phone the other way.
No, not you, Anthony.
Anthony, you could turn your phone sideways.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
There
Attaboy.
we go.
Way to go. TJ, what's in your cooler?
Pro mode.
Few high noons, few Coors Lights. Definitely some cold cuts. There's no way you can roll out on the river on a weekday or weekend, without some cold cuts. So you gotta have some
deli meat. Deli meat and making the sandwiches on the boat.
Oh yeah. Because if you don't, by the time you get to them, they're soggy. It's no good, dude. You got to be making that shit fresh. Virgilio's, Scafani's, cold cuts, 100%. If we're gonna houseboat it, Joe's, Aaron's, wherever, there's definitely something to be grilled. So you always just throw like a couple packages of frozen something in your cooler. But that's the gist of it. That's definitely the gist of it. Maybe a bottle of Screwball Bugs appears. Shout out to Bugs.
Bugs.
So
there you go. All right, McCarthy, what's in your cooler?
Actually, speaking of making fresh sandwiches, what I do, I go to Jet Variety, and I have them make the sandwiches, but I have them put the pickles, the hots, and the onions in a separate container.
Pro move.
So that the sandwich doesn't get soggy. So it's a little secret.
Chris,
But,
you have another move too. You're not mentioning.
what is that?
There was the chicken salad you put on the side. What's the thing that you put on the side?
Put on the side.
No, don't you get like chicken salad and you put it separate? Or tuna?
Right, in a separate container, again, so that the bread doesn't get all mushy. I just buy a plastic container of the chicken salad or the ham salad. But in my cooler, you'll find probably a handle of vodka, a couple bottles of champagne, or Prosecco, I should say, with Aperol to make Aperol spritzes for the girls. And then I usually load it up with tripe. Nothing like tripe on a 90-degree day on the beach.
So, Anthony Catarano. By the way, we did the tasting, and Anthony Catarano had the absolute perfect quote for the whole thing. Anthony, remember what you wrote?
It's like eating a fart.
It perfectly sums it up too.
Anthony, does that mean you don't like tripe?
I do, but I like to smell my own farts too. So.
Oh shit! All right, Anthony, what's in your cooler?
You know what? This summer we had a pretty good time out there. Drew can attest.
Yeah.
We were out there every weekend. We did a different theme every weekend. We did one weekend we did a barbecue brisket. We did a big hamburger. We did mini Big Macs.
Whoa.
Those are good.
Weekend, we did the Kobe beef hot dogs.
Hold on a second.
Hot dogs are always nice.
We did we did the Cape Cod style clam bake one weekend. Yeah, we did pretty good this past year. Wouldn't you say, Drew?
Yeah. It's that's those days I didn't pack anything except for booze.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then we always like to bring some kind of a punch drink. We did a passion fruit one. We did a spicy pineapple one this year. Mai Tais one time. Or I'm usually raiding Drew's cooler because I try not to drink this summer, but that didn't always happen.
Yeah.
The cigarette.
You know the good part about getting back to the Skiff thing is now that I think about it. So Anthony, he just sold his boat, but he had the 30-foot contender. So I'd wait strategically for him to show up, set the anchors perfectly and everything, and then I'd just come in my little 18-footer. I wouldn't even have an anchor. I wouldn't even have lines ready. I'd just pull into the beach, spin the boat around, and throw some lines to Anthony.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
And then I asked him if he would light the grill.
Yeah.
Tin boat style, right? Tin boats.
Yep.
We didn't actually. I don't think that made the agenda, but the tin boats should definitely be a item not reasonably anticipated by the chair. Right? The tin boat. Well, we should discuss tin boats at some point.
And that's a good value. A tin boat is great value.
That's a controversial topic.
Now, hold on a second. Do I get to say what's in my cooler?
Yeah, we're going to you next.
Okay. Hey, guys, I got to run. I got to say bye.
All right, hey, Anthony, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having us. I'll talk to you guys soon.
We'll see you, buddy.
Be good.
Thanks.
Merry Christmas.
Joe, what's in your cooler?
Okay. I got a 12er, a Pacifico. I got a 12er of Claws, the variety, 6 and 6 variety pack.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 or 4 Cape Cod pizzas. They're already frozen. You throw them in your cooler. By the time you need them, they're all thawed out. You throw them on the grill or somebody else's grill. You're at the houseboat, throw it on the grill. Somebody else at the beach got a grill. You're done. You're good to go.
That is brilliant.
It is brilliant.
Wow. That's my favorite.
Everyone, they're like, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're like, I don't know what they are. You get them, they're frozen, throw them in the cooler, good to go.
Those pizzas are really good. That's probably the best frozen pizza out there.
The caveat would be when my buddy Cabby's up from Plymouth for the weekend.
That's next level.
I bring nothing.
Yeah,
I bring booze because he brings all the food. You'll eat for a week.
Jack.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna bring Barry Hallett on. I have him muted because he has all this feedback, but we're gonna let him chime in right here. Barry, what's in your cooler?
What's wrong with your microphone, Barry?
I'm on my phone.
Barry, what's in your cooler when you go to the beach, when you go on the boat?
Two-stroke oil.
We have to have cocktails for the girls. So we have White Claw. Sailor Jerry's is always a nice choice.
Oh, yeah.
We usually, just to make it quick, we either go to Destino's or you go to Virgilio's and you get sandwiches already made. You got to cut them into, sometimes we cut them into 4s because it's easier just to hand them out. And then you always have to have some type of grillable so that if you show up where someone's accommodating and they have a grill, you can provide. So you always need something to provide. That's usually what we pack.
Very nice, very nice. All right, I'm going to go with I'll do my rundown quickly. So what we do is we do the 10-pound sleeve of ice, and we break it up into 2 coolers. And we save a little bit for cocktail ice. 12-pack of Coors Lights. Kate likes the Polar Seltzers. Sandwiches from Sclafani's. And I learned from McCarthy, I learned late in the season to have all the condiments on the side. It's totally a pro move.
Even more ridiculous.
What's that, TJ?
No, you got it right. Nothing. It's sidebar.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Whoa.
I don't know what's going on with my thing. Anyway,
Public service
I
enough.
don't know. It's like probably 3 or 4 bags of chips. And well, okay, getting on to the next topic though. Barry, I think that's Barry's.
Dude, you're really skating on thin ice, dude.
I just muted him so we won't have the feedback. So, but we have his beautiful mug on there. So going to that, because I know Chris Plant has a Magma grill. How do you guys feel about grills, and what's the best kind of grill to have on a boat, or should you not even bother taking a grill on a boat? Chris Plant, we're gonna give you the floor first.
Oh, you can't go anywhere without it. You hear everybody talking about bringing stuff, and pulling up next to boats that have a grill. Have a grill, ready to go. Whether it's on the boat or it's on the beach.
So you have the Magma, right?
I have a Kuma, actually. Same thing. They look the same.
Okay, stainless steel, and it goes right into the rod holder.
Yep.
Maybe.
See, my boat isn't that big. I was wondering if I was going to take a grill next year, but I was thinking about maybe like a little Weber, like the little rectangular Webers, and bring those out there.
Yeah. I'd go with what Chris has.
Right up.
Yeah?
Like the Webers, those little Weber grills, those are nice.
What is it? TJ, what did you say? 2-stroke in his cooler?
Barry's rolling with a bunch of 2-stroke oil in his cooler.
Guy's got to get back from the beach.
Yeah.
All right, so there's that. All right, let's go right here. Tin boats. You had something to say about the tin boats? What's a tin boat? Well, I don't even understand. Is that like an aluminum skiff, like a Lund?
Aluminum skiff. Did you ever own one, Joey? Did you ever own an aluminum skiff?
No good.
I did. I owned a 14-foot Lund.
Hey, Joe Borland.
Let Joe Borland talk.
Joe Borland, don't hold back, dude.
Time out.
Back.
Time out. Joey, so you owned a 14-foot aluminum Lund?
My first boat ever when I was a kid, yeah.
Yep. Question number 2. Did you own any fenders?
No.
I don't.
The answer is no. He didn't have any fenders on that boat.
I don't. Honestly, I don't remember.
Aluminum boats and people that own aluminum boats are just effing your scene. If you like your gel coat,
no tie up. No tie up.
I got you.
A man of principle over here, actually. Very principled.
No tie up, right, TJ?
No tie up. Aluminum boats tie up too.
Listen. Tin boats, if you're not actively clamming commercially, there's really no explanation for you owning a tin boat. There's no reason.
Hold on a second.
Anybody who doesn't usually clam is active in aquaculture should even consider a tin boat.
So you used to be
or you're under the age of 15. That's the two things. That's it.
Hey, ask Aaron Tuffley the next time you see him. Anyone listening, ask Aaron Tuffley what he thinks about tin boats. This epitomizes all tin boats. We're out at Fiesta. Everyone 2 days early, anchor up.
That's Dean DeCosta on a tin boat.
Hold just a great spread. Someone comes up. Aaron Tuffley had brought the Lady Margaret out. He had launched it the week before, and he had Cheryl Signs hand paint the transom. And somebody ties a tin boat up on Sunday at Fiesta, and with just to the bow to the stern of that thing, and it just ate the back of his boat up for 12 hours. Now, granted, I don't think you should bring anything to Fiesta that you're not willing to get effed up, but that tin boat trashed his scene.
Oh, not good. Not good. Yeah.
I'm buying a boat.
No, you're not.
Nope.
It's when I was a kid, I worked every single day in the summer. I never got to enjoy a boat. I feel like I really ought to get a little whaler for my daughters, just so they could
13-wheeler, Joe.
Yeah, little 13. Yeah, but the only thing about living in East Gloucester, I don't want my daughters navigating a 13-foot whaler through the cut to get upriver. It's a little scary.
That's how they learn, Joe.
Teach them when to go and when not to go. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true.
Just tell them to go around the island.
TJ's cell, they're fine.
All I know, Alana said that she was going to be here and she was going to be asking questions, but she hasn't asked one question. Lindsay says she has there's several Boston Whalers in the yard that we can take anytime we want. Is that in reference to my Weber grill collection? Lindsay Hales has a problem with all the boats.
We have a graveyard of many boats.
Much like my Weber grill graveyard?
Yep.
All right. So, okay, here's the next question. What is the proper way to navigate the cat bridge? What's the proper way to navigate it? Like, how much space do you leave between you and the boat in front of you, and how much throttle do you give? We're going to start.
When in doubt, power out, buddy.
What's that?
When in doubt, power out.
Yep.
Just let it rip.
More power is your friend in there.
That's what I found.
You're going through there without purpose, because you're going to get your scene's going to get trashed. You got to go on a mission, man. On a mission.
Yeah. I close my eyes. I close my eyes. That's a pretty good strategy.
My eyes. Your Honor. I don't know. I close my eyes.
Yeah.
I find that so for beginners, I think like they think that they're being cautious by not like giving it the gas. But I think when the ocean has more power than the boat at that point, that's when you lose control. Like you have to be kind of pushing water to like maintain control.
Yeah.
Headway speed, and it's speed of advance. So if you're at a minus like 1.5 tide, like let's say you went through the Blimmen Bridge today, right? And it was like a minus 1.7. We had an 11-foot tidal range. It was a minus 1.7 or a 1.9. That's going to produce 7 to 8 knots of current, okay, on an ebb or a flood, depending on which way, incoming or outgoing. So let's just say you have 7 knots of current and that's head off your bow. You got to turn for 10 knots. So you got to make enough speed like you were going to go 10 knots through there to make 3. So like Joe said, speed's your friend, or RPMs is your friend, not necessarily speed. But that's weird for people because they're going to be like, wow, if I put my throttle to this position, I'm going to be going really fast. But in all theory, you're not, because the speed of advance is, you have 7 knots of current off your.
Listen, the biggest problem with the Blimmen is not probably your ability to get through. It's the person in front of you or behind you's inability to get
through. Absolutely. 100%.
Like
100%.
You gotta like be aware of who's behind you and who's in front of you, and
skill levels, knowledge.
How much space do you give the person in front of you, Joe?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I would just give yourself enough space to get out of danger if it arises, Like,
look, at least the length of the bridge itself. At least
a few boat lengths. I mean, the more, but you got somebody crabbing up behind you and you're against it, and you're, the guy in front of you gets fouled up. I mean, I had a guy 5 years ago in the tuna tournament. We were going out at like 1 a.m. It was pitch black, and he was in front of me, and he came off the power, and he turned in to the wall. He went into the rocks.
Wow.
I'm on the tuna boat. I was like, I just put it to the pins.
Yeah.
By him. I mean, I was doing 20 knots when I went by him, and I called him later. I was like, hey, like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I flew by you, but like, you were already balled up. Like, what are you going to do? You got to worry about the other people, I think, not necessarily yourself.
Yeah.
The other strategy I use is I give the wheel to my wife and let her deal with it.
How do you deal with people on your boat that are like trying to tell you how to navigate? Like, what do you like? Just what do you do?
Sit down, shut up.
There's only one captain, Joey.
That's right.
That's why you limit the amount of people you can take on the skiff.
Yeah, that's right. Skiff life. That's one of the good parts. All right,
Joey, we got to make sure we explain the right of way because people are
asking, and it's basically
we definitely want to get into this.
If you're waiting for the bridge and if you're in the channel, you're by the high school, and the bridge goes up, you have the right of way. And we don't need to get into inbound and outbound or whatever. But if you're in the canal and the bridge goes up, you have the right of way.
Right.
Yeah, Mike Coder, who's owned a boat for 10 years, is asking that question.
I mean, if you really want to get into it, I think it's a perfect time. TJ dropped out.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
It's actually inbound traffic because when you're coming down the canal, passing the marina and going through the bridge, you're inbound to the port. You're inbound traffic, and they put up a big sign that says outbound traffic has the right of way, meaning outbound traffic out of the river. Here he is. Just mute him, Joey. But
just mute him.
Inbound, buddy.
Mute him.
Still inbound. Ask Dean DeCoste. Is he still on? Dean, are you still on here?
Mike, it doesn't matter whether the bridge is down or up.
So you're supposed to have your radio on, and you're supposed to listen to the bridge attendant, right?
I listen to Kenny Chesney.
Listen, the bridge attendant isn't a captain on your boat. I mean, it's not his call.
No, but I think like he'll give some direction though.
Yeah, guy's not an air traffic controller. He just puts the bridge up.
That's true. Okay, next question. Ready? What are some good like day trips from Gloucester that should be on people's radar? That with easy tie-ups, easy spots to get to, great like restaurants and stuff like that. Like, all right, TJ, go.
My local day trip after work, like, you get out of work 4:00, 4:30, doesn't get dark till 9:00 at night. With a little bit of experience navigating, and especially be prepared to come back at night, and it can be kind of tricky navigating outside the Merrimack River. But Newburyport has got it going on. They got all the restaurants up there. The harbor master, Paul Hogg, is running a tight scene up there. He's got 300 or 400 feet of public tie-up dock right downtown. It's really cheap to tie up. There's a variety of restaurants, ice cream, bars you can go to. And, and if you play it right, you get out of work at 4:00. I mean, you could really go up there and come back and still have daylight. So I'm a big Newburyport guy.
With a single engine?
Single engine, yeah. I got a single engine.
Yeah. Interesting.
And you can use Docwa to tie up there, right?
Yeah, Docwa.com. Reserve your spot. Cheap.
It's like is it $10 an hour or something? $20 an hour?
No, it's cheap. It's I think it's $6 for 3 hours, and then it's like maybe $10 for 3 hours. It's cheap, man. It's like you look at the sign and you pay and you're like, that's so cheap.
You're saying like it's a non-factor.
It's not even a factor, and you go up there and you go to sea level, maybe grab some chowder fries or something.
How sweet would that be if Gloucester had tie up like that?
It would be sweet. It would be sweet. It would be sweet. We got a little bit of tie up. Joey's a frequent flyer.
I love that place.
I know.
I love that place.
So
I like it on the inside though, because when people go on the outside, you got to have big bumpers because you're going up and down pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, Drew, what's your favorite spot?
I tend to agree with TJ, but I like running down to Salem.
Yeah,
that's a fun little.
Bill McHugh.
That's a fun. The only problem with Salem is you got to basically just pull up, put your boat anywhere, and just trust it.
Because Salem does not have the public tie-up that Newburyport has. That's why they weren't number one on my list.
They don't. That's the only problem with Salem. Otherwise, I like to just go, in the Inner Harbor and get free lobsters at Captain Joe's. I mean, it's a great deal.
How do you know where to tie up in Salem though? Is there like a certain dock you go to?
I just put it wherever.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a poacher. He should probably have a small boat.
Yeah. Harbor was nice, man.
Wherever.
He ties his boat wherever he wants.
I mean, I figure if I leave my boat in Salem and then they cast it off, I know Joe's going to make some money salvaging my boat. So, it's a win-win situation.
On a tight ship in Salem. I can't even tie up down there.
No. I'd go with TJ, though, because of dockage in Newburyport's so easy.
I'm going to tell you right now, these cities are missing out. They're missing out on a good amount of business because it's big business. Tying your boat up, going for the day. So the day to me is Boston to Hampton, New Hampshire,
Right.
or I would even say as far as P-Town or the Cape Plymouth, depending on the boat. But for the mean of it or the average, I would say Boston or like Hull to New Hampshire. That's big business because I go up to Newburyport and sometimes like it's full.
Yeah,
it's absolutely full, and I can't even get a spot, and I already ripped all the way up there. So Doc was your friend for sure, but it's big business, man. Bringing boats in, tying them up, getting gas, getting fuel, the whole nine. It's good.
TJ, for us boaters that are still a little green, what size boat would you recommend that you take, like to Boston or P-Town or Newburyport?
That's a kind of there's a range, and it's kind of a loaded question a little bit, but it's definitely weather dependent.
You got to pick your days.
All around though, like for like small, like a little bit of chop to 3 to 4s. If I had to pick a boat, it would be 23 to 27 foot range, and now that would be, taking everything into consideration from dockage to how much gas the thing burns to how much your initial investment in the boat is. I think 23 to 27 foot range for a day trip boat in this area is the boat to be, is where you want to be.
Boston and Newburyport is like real predictable. I mean, I used to run the Dante 6 Cape Ann Whale Watch's boat. I used to run that boat from Gloucester to P-Town. I used to run the P-Town ferry 3 days a week. And I would run it all summer. And you go to P-Town, 40-something miles. You'd leave here, it'd be beautiful. It's a different world down there. Sometimes you'd leave P-Town, it'd be like a 4 to 6 foot chop. I mean, you got to know where you're getting into going to the Cape. But like Boston or Newburyport, you can stay in the lee of that southwest or that westerly wind, even if it does blow.
Correct.
Yeah, that's why I asked. That's helpful.
23 to 27 feet is where you want to be.
But you can take a jet ski to England if you want to, if you have enough fuel. So.
Get the balls. All right, Chris Plant, what's your go-to?
Well, I'm just first year with a modified hull, so I haven't gotten very far with it. I did take a trip up to Wentworth this spring. Good trip, a little over an hour. Yeah, good tie-up up there. A little on the expensive side. Nothing what TJ's describing.
Where?
Up in Wentworth, just up in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Nice trip up there.
Yeah.
How long of a ride is that, Chris?
A little over an hour. I think it took me about an hour and 20 minutes, but it was a little bit daunting going up. Nice and smooth coming back. Again, it's all weather dependent, like everybody's saying. Mm-hmm. But I agree with TJ. Newburyport's nice, going to the Merrimack River.
All right, McCarthy.
I like Manchester Harbor. I've gone down there multiple times. They have a great new dock, and it's run by Docwa, it's run by the town, but you rent it through Docwa. But a lot of great restaurants in the that downtown area. So I can go to Bravo, great pizza spot owned by a friend of ours. You got that other alleys, which is great. So that's a good go-to.
Yep.
No, I agree with you. You know, being novices, that's about. We got to get a little bit more adventurous this summer. Maybe we'll follow TJ and Joe and Drew. Maybe we'll do a little run.
Listen, we'll do a run up to like Hampton Beach or another nice one, which I personally haven't done yet, but I tried to do this summer, but COVID had it all shut down, is the Isle of Shoals.
That's a great run.
Off of New Hampshire. That's a
awesome
55-minute run from Annisquam Light. There's a restaurant, right, Drew? There's a hotel.
It's a good spot, and it's super easy. I mean, it's a straight shot. So
great shot. About
awesome.
7.5 miles off of
great
island.
spot.
Yeah.
How far from the lighthouse?
About a 35 to 40-minute ride straight, maybe 50, depending on variations or whatever. But
let's make that happen this summer. Let's go up like on a Friday afternoon,
we should go up there Friday, like a Friday night, and stay Friday night.
Right.
Saturday, come backside of Cranes, or a spot that I won't even say on here because
Yep.
it's proprietary technology, and that's the move.
Why don't we do it next Friday?
I'll take my snowmobile from here. Go for water. Yeah.
So I want to mention one more time because I only mentioned it earlier. We're up to 5 people that have shared it and written shared in the comments. If you're on Facebook and you hit the share button right now, you have a chance to win. Chris, can you hold up Mackenzie's mat? It's a doormat made out of look at this
lobster rope
right there. They're beautiful. And there you go. We got another share. Mike Coder just shared it. If you do that, you have a chance to win that thing. That we're going to pick it. All the people that shared. Pat Dalpiaz is keeping a list, and I use a random generator. And what did Alana say? Alana says her comments won't send. I don't know why. Alana, okay. Alana, text me your comments and we'll ask them. So I don't know why
I see her sending stuff.
Oh, you do? Because I don't see them on my thing. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, there you go. Cara Belmonte cutting. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Oh, she's on there. Alana's on there. Yeah. Okay, good. She's a skiff lifer. We should do a shout out to One Ocean One Love Shop because they were a big part of that.
Yep.
All right, next question.
Ready? Right here, Joey.
What's that?
Right here, buddy.
All right, the next question is, what is your must-have boating accessory that aren't obvious? And we'll start with what's that?
Skiff life or just in general?
No, in general.
Skiff life. You got to have a Bluetooth speaker.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that.
If you're leaving the dock on your skiff and you're inflatable or you're 17 foot or less and you don't have a charged up Bluetooth speaker with you, you
just turn around, Joe, right? Just turn around.
You got to turn around. It's one of those things. Doesn't matter how far you are. You're like, I got to go back.
Right.
I mean, listen.
Right. Hey, JBL flip series.
Yep.
3, 4, or 5.
Oh yeah,
that's where it's at right here.
My daughter asked. Both of my daughters asked for those for Christmas presents.
So the JBL 3, 4, or 5 flip, USB-C charging, quick, lasts a long time. Yeah, it's legit.
Totally.
Joe's got one too. That's pretty nice.
I have 2. I'm gonna give you 2. My number 1 accessory for the boat, TJ turned me on to, but I haven't bought it yet. The seats that lay flat, but they like kind of go up.
West Marine,
the West Marine ones, and they're really comfortable. You can put them right on the sand, but you can put them on the boat. They're like cushions, but they're also like seats. That's number 1, and ice mats. They're like ice cubes, but they're in mats and they're flexible. You put them in the freezer, and then you put them in your cooler, and they wrap around everything, and they don't take up a lot of space, but they really do a good job keeping food cold but not soggy. Stadium seats. Lindsay, thanks, Lindsay, for that. McCarthy, what's yours?
Mine is something called Go Girl. It's something the ladies use. They put it over, you know what, to pee in a bottle. It's like a funnel. So it's very convenient.
Who haven't I asked? Drew, did I ask you yet?
Yeah, I have two as well.
All
Number one is a phone charger.
Yep.
All right. And two, most importantly, is my wife.
Very nice. Very nice. Very
Good
nice.
answer, Drew. Good answer.
Tobin Dominic says beanbag.
Beanbag.
Beanbag's very key.
All right. So you got to have the beanbag. You got to have the Bluetooth, right? You're all situated. You got the ice. You got everything all set, right? TJ, got to have a lime press, right?
Lime press is key.
Got to have it.
Very nice. Very nice.
And Lindsay
Hey,
Hale.
Borland's backstage again.
Yeah, Lindsay brings up a good point, Chris. The snap-on toilet seat for the buckets.
Yes. We're going to have to get one of those.
Yep.
Good point, Drew.
For those that don't have,
For the ladies.
I have one of them selling if anybody is looking for one.
Look at use one.
The speaker.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
So I bought a boat this fall, and it has a little underneath the console. It has like a little spot where you can it's like storage space, and at the bottom of that you can sit down in it, and it has a porta potty.
Really?
And the thing of it is, I think I'm definitely going to take it off of the boat because I just feel like it's going to be the boat that like everybody wants to come and take a shit on.
Yes, absolutely, Joe. Get rid of that thing.
Right?
I took mine off my new boat, Joe. All you need is a 5-gallon bucket in the back.
Yep.
Listen, it's
That's
got,
what I'm saying, those
it's got
snap-on
two right
covers.
now. I have a head on my boat. I have a macerator pump. I have a full head. Okay? Holding tank. You still shouldn't be.
I've used it. It's great.
I know. Yeah, not cool. Shouldn't be shitting on that thing. Unless it's an emergency.
Well, so how do you tell?
Emergency.
Wait a second. You're over. A bunch of people are all rafted up, right? And someone's kid has to take a shit. How do you tell them no? You're not going to be able. If they know you have the porta potty, how do you tell them no?
Because you can tell. You look at somebody and you're like, God damn, that guy's got to take a shit right now. I know it. It's not like, hey, man, I got to piss. Because usually if you take a leak, you say it. You announce it. If you're like, hey, you got a bathroom or something, you're like, nah, I don't. I don't have a bathroom. Sorry, bro.
It's broken.
You can't. It's not cool. I mean, in an emergency, yes. All other cases, absolutely not. Not a courtesy one around,
Joe, how do you handle the situation, Joe?
How do I handle what?
How do you handle the situation?
But personally, dude, do you want me to talk about that?
No, I'm saying, like, do you keep it?
I handle the situation, dude. I don't know. I put a head on my houseboat with a big holding tank. Remember, I hang out on the houseboat. I got to use a bathroom. It's my own private business.
You let it rip.
You know?
There you go. Did I ask everybody?
I'm not packing chili for the beach, dude. I don't know.
It's a good way to see which way the tide's going.
No.
Lindsay Hale with maybe the commenter wins the commenter of the award. 5-gallon bucket creases on your ass suck. I think her students are getting an education on this. I hope her students are listening today.
Lindsay's got back-to-back comments here.
She's all in. She's all in.
I bring a lobster trap, so when I have to go, I sit on it, and it just like cuts it all up.
Joey, I know this is pretty riveting, but I was thinking about next year, the poker run. It's going to be another one, another event. But I was thinking going up through Cross Creek. You ever been up through there?
Yeah. Up behind.
I had never been.
You had never been?
I had never been up there until this last summer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All the way up, all the way through Cross Creek, all the way up to Ipswich. So
Tina Greel suggested it, actually.
Yeah.
That's a great run.
I think we should head up that way.
Well, you guys are in charge.
High tides, you could do like all the way to Farnham's, up down into Essex, up Creek into Ipswich. You can go all the way to Newburyport.
As long as there's no skiff left behind, and you guys there's one in front and one in back, then I think we'll be good.
Right.
I'd like to point out that you can get to Farnham's at high tide and bow up to the parking lot and get food.
Yeah.
That's a pro move. Farnham's, pro tip of the day. Anything above anything within 2 hours of high, plus or minus. So plus or minus high or low, 2 hours. You can pull a boat up of significant size, under 30 feet, I would say. No more than 6 foot of draft, and get Farnham's. You can order it.
The only issue is you can't go like first week in August because you'll be a skeleton holding fried clams.
That is true.
Greenheads will eat you completely alive.
But other than that, it's a move.
It's a great ride.
It's a pro move. It's a pro move. It's definitely a pro move.
All right, we got a question from Tobin right here for Joe Borland. She wants to know what's the best way to name a new boat. This is for Joe Borland.
Oh.
Okay. Well, listen. You know what the most common boat name is actually? Take a guess, Joey. There's books about it, and there's all these things. Take a guess.
It's gonna be Miss something or other.
Hooked. Something hooked.
It's Odyssey.
Odyssey. Okay.
Really?
The most common boat name on the planet. Anyway, my feeling about it. Thank you, Tobin, for asking. Is naming a boat is like a nickname. You can't give yourself your own nickname. You can't. Your boat, you get the boat, you put the boat in the water, or people see the boat when you're working on it, it's getting like it'll happen. Like the name of your boat will happen. You can't. Yeah. This isn't something that can be visualized and conceptualized, and you're going to brand your vessel. That's my feeling about it. A boat earns its name.
I like it.
Joe, with that being said, if you sell one boat and buy a second boat, does that name carry forward, or do you have to rename the vessel?
Yeah, it can, and there's a whole procedure for it with like Neptune and going around counterclockwise 3 times, and you do this whole blessing thing. But I don't know. I think boats name themselves. I don't know. I mean, some boats already have the names on them, like my Black Whaler. I mean, I bought it and it said Slim Shady on the back, so that was it. I couldn't rename it.
Is that the boat that was with the bulldozer head up in the air?
No, that was a boat that was a 13 whaler that I gave to my mom for her birthday a few years back.
Oh, nice.
And she for years, all these boats that I've had, has been begging me for years. You got to name a boat after me. You got to name a boat after me. And I was like, you got to die. I can't name a boat. No one names boats after people that are alive. So I'm like, if you die, I'll name a boat after you. Yeah. So I gave her this boat. I named it the Miss Chris. She's still alive, but
Mike
That's okay, Joe.
Mike Codier has a good question. Do you name skiffs as well? It has to be a certain size.
Yeah, why not? I don't know. You should really ask Tuffley, because Tuffley claims that there's a size limit, that something under a certain length can't be named or something. It's like we're in the military. Well, TJ knows, because everything. TJ, what is it? Everything under 75 feet in the Coast Guard has a name or something?
No, everything under 65 feet is a boat. Anything over 65 feet is a ship.
They all have names?
Anything over 65 feet has a name. Anything under 65 feet has a number.
There you go. So there are rules for this type of thing.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
So when it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm coming home from the studio, right? And I'm going down. Am I gonna just be like, TJ, I'm not a number. I have a name, man. I have a name.
You're just a number, dude. Number. Just a number.
That's it, man.
All right. So I just wanted to do a shout out because there's a lot of people that are big time Skiff Life people that are not on this podcast right now, and there really wasn't any rhyme or reason to who's here right now. So in future episodes, we want to make sure we know that Aaron Tuffley is definitely going to be invited on here. Sam Zergabel is definitely going to be invited on here.
Yeah.
Marcel is definitely going to be invited on here. You know, I just
Tiger King.
Tiger
King. The Tiger King.
Tiger King definitely going to be invited on here.
100%. Huh?
If Barry Hallett can figure his shit out, he'll be invited back.
Give the guy a break. He's in the foothills of southern Maine or something. He probably is on. He's plugged into his fax machine to get this.
I love Barry Hallett. You have to understand, I love Barry Hallett, but we can't have like what we had. So here's a question, because I just discovered this because I'm not trying to pretend like I'm like big nautical knowledge guy. These light anchors are they called Fortress anchors?
The aluminum ones, but I you put that out there, and I'm convinced that the best anchor going, and I listen, whatever, but I own a few anchors, and I'm telling you, the best small anchor I've ever used.
Oh, Barry Hallett's coming in.
The best anchor that I've used is the one I have on my Achilles, and it's the Lumar claw anchor.
Yep.
And it's 2.2 pounds. It's 2 pounds. And that thing,
Joe got me on that. Those are legit.
But listen, an anchor, I don't care if it's 2 pounds or 2,000 pounds. If you don't have chain, it's useless.
Useless. Absolutely useless. Throw it in the trash.
So,
Joe, I got a question for you from Marcel. He just wants to know, do you have to actually use scope?
Scope. Yeah, scope's a thing. Thing. Yeah.
No, wait, I want you to provide a link for this anchor. What's this anchor we need to get?
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up if I can and share my screen.
Let's talk about scope real quick. Just listen, scope.
It's road.
It's scope. It could be road. Scope is so you need to provide 3 to 5 times the amount of line in chain per foot of water. So for simple math purposes, if you have 10 feet of water, you should have between 30 and 50 feet of anchor line out, which the road is a little bit different, but the scope should be 3 to 5 times the depth. And for your 18 to 30 foot boat, you should have an anchor of your choosing. The Fortress anchors are nice, expensive, aluminum. But again, the weight of the anchor has nothing to do with it. You need to have chain. I personally have 15 feet, a 3/8 chain on my 25-foot Grady White with a smaller Danforth traditional anchor. I scuba dive. I want to come up after an hour under the ocean, and my boat is there. So
15 feet of chain?
15 feet of 3/8 chain on my boat.
Can you see this? Can you see the screen, Joey? I just shared.
Hold on. I can pull it up here. Hold on one second. Where do I find that?
Hold on a second.
Marcel likes to roll with just rope to the anchor.
TJ, look up the Lumar 2.2 and share your screen. I can't do it.
All right.
Maybe Pat Dalpiaz can find the link. Lumar, Lumar.
Is that the claw?
2.2 pound Lumar claw with 10 feet of 3/8 chain.
Oh yeah, on a skiff line.
That'll hold a 25-foot boat.
So how about a 19-foot Robalo?
19-foot Robalo? I don't know. Get like the 5-pound one.
That'd be pretty easy for my wife to throw them.
Yeah.
Joey. I'm sharing.
It's all about the chain, though.
You guys got this?
And the scope, the scope, 3 to 1.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's cheap too. That's not very expensive.
I mean, that thing's like as big as this sheet of paper. You know what I mean? That thing.
Wow.
But
that's Skiff Life though, 13 feet and under.
30 feet and under, the 2.2. You can get it in stainless too.
You go up a size on that. Right,
yeah,
if
you want a big boat, you want to go this one here. You want to do the 33 pound.
33 pounds?
Holy smokes.
Excuse me, 22 pounds.
22 pounds.
For what size boat are you talking about, TJ?
I mean, your 17 wheeler all the way to like a 27 to
15.
So okay, so here's a question, Joe. Unshare that, Joe.
That's me. On.
All right, there you go. So is there a different type of anchor for what we do, right? Going to the beach and kind of like and where we go, backside of Cranes, up by the houseboat. Would you still suggest that anchor, or would you use a Danforth or
I really like that thing? Yeah, I mean, there's Danforth, there's like CQRs, but that's like bigger stuff. You simplify, man, simplify.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get the Fortress. The Fortress makes a Danforth style anchor in aluminum,
which is very nice.
Like Keating's got one. It's like a 10-pound Fortress, but it's big. It's probably like 20 something inches, and just with a bunch of chain. That thing's a tank.
Yeah,
they're expensive.
McCarthy, didn't you get a Fortress anchor?
I do. It's great. The thing is a feather. So it's so easy to deal with. Highly recommended.
Right here.
There you go. Oh, we got a link. So Pat Dalpia has looked it up, and she put a link for anybody that's watching this in the comments, so that they can check.
A little boat for like a 13 whaler or like something small. That thing's it's perfect.
There you go. All right.
I think that's difficult to store.
Pat Dalpia, how many shares do we have? You can type it in the private chat, Pat. You can tell me. So 7 shares. All right, 1 to 7. Oh, wait. Alana has a question. If you are stranded on Wingashiek, what item do you leave on your skiff to save the weekend?
Joe Borland's phone number.
Hey. If you were stranded on Wingashiek, what item do you leave on your skiff to save you for the weekend? That's Alana's question.
What item? Your cooler with all the beers.
Cooler with the beers. I like it. All right, there you go. All right, I'm going to pick a random number generator. And here it is. I got to do 1 to 7. All right. This is not when I press the number, Pat will let us know who the person is. Hold on. I'm going to make my screen. Where am I? Right there. All right. Here we go. Ready? You got to press the button and number 7. All right. Pat Dalpiaz. Who was number 7? And that's going to be the person that won. James Jose Belcher wins the Max Mat. By the way, Mackenzie and the Plants, thank you for providing that prize. For Joe Borland, TJ Ciarametaro, Chris McCarthy, Drew Hale, Chris Plant, and our surprise guest, Anthony Catarano. Thank you to Pat Dalpiaz for producing behind the scenes. James Jose Belcher, you won the Max Mat. I'll get you in touch with them and you can get it because I'm pretty sure you're local. You give us the thumbs up. Hey guys, thanks so much. This is a lot of fun. We're gonna do this probably let's plan on doing this like once a month, and we'll have some rotated guests and thanks again.
Shark Tank
sounds good.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Have a great day, guys.